Hi, I'm Olga, and today I'm making yogurt in my kitchen, regular plain non-fat yogurt, and I wanted to share with you how I'm making it. It's the simplest and easiest recipe that I have because I skip a lot of the steps that usually yogurt making requires, and I'll show you the secrets of how I do it. So I will be using my Instant Pot to make yogurt because I find it the easiest and the quickest. But you can use a yogurt maker, whatever you have, to keep your yogurt warm for the needed amount of time. And I'm gonna use a brand new package of a low-fat milk. For this recipe that I'm making, it is important that it is sealed. You see, I've never opened it before because we wanna keep it sterile until we're using it. And I'm going to be using Greek non-fat yogurt, plain. It has all the bacteria that we need to make a good delicious yogurt in here. And I'm going to use a little bit of inulin powder. And actually just before I started filming it, realized that I'm very low on inulin powder. So I'm going to actually make one jar with inulin powder and one plain without it, and I'm gonna compare the difference, how they're gonna turn out. This is the yogurt that I made exactly the way I'm gonna be showing you now. And as you can see, this is a low-fat yogurt made with low-fat milk, so it's kind of a little bit watery, but it makes a delicious, good yogurt. And most importantly, you have the control of the time, how long you wanna culture it, so you can make it into a super yogurt by growing a lot of good bacteria in there, by keeping it longer than the recommended 8 hours for yogurt. So I usually keep it sometimes up to 24 hours, but I found that with the low-fat yogurt, 12 hours is a sweet spot for it. All right, first of all, before I make yogurt, I always wash all the equipment and jars with the hot water and soap immediately. You can even sterilize the jars, but I found that just washing them prevents all the problems. Even though my jars are completely cleaned after I use them, I wash them and I keep the covers on the jars, but this is just a preventive measure. So I'm gonna wash the jars now. I open hot water as hot as I can tolerate it. I take a little bit of soap and I wash them really good. We want to avoid any kind of bacteria that can ruin our yogurt and the ingredients and the time that we're going to be wasting. We don't want to grow anything bad in there. And the cover. And then I'm going to rinse it really well. And let it drip dry for a few minutes. I'm going to do the same with the second jar now. And I'm also going to wash the measuring spoons that I'm going to be using. Also for just in case. You never know what can be on them, even though they appear to be clean. Water is too hot. The process is really simple. Basically, it is important that your milk is still sealed in the container because it's pasteurized, and that means that you don't need to pasteurize your milk again. So I'm gonna open the milk, pour a little bit into clean jars. This is just to mix first the starter and the inulin powder. I'm gonna close it. I'm gonna use the inulin powder, but as I told you before, I just realized that I'm very low on it. Usually I use about a tablespoon of inulin per quart jar of milk, but here I probably don't even have a tablespoon of it. So we're gonna put it into one of the jars. I guess I should just shake it in there. Yeah, it's probably barely a teaspoon, maybe a teaspoon and a half in there. Inulin it's a prebiotic fiber that feeds the bacteria, and it makes it grow better there. But technically the bacteria will be feeding in the milk on the lactose. That will be the primary source of food, and it eats up the lactose, and more bacteria grows in there. So I'm gonna add into this jar some inulin, and this one will be without inulin, and we're gonna see the difference between. Now I'm gonna use a 1/4 cup of yogurt. I use plain non-fat Greek yogurt. It's more concentrated. You can see it's a little bit, it's open already and has some whey separated, but I'm gonna just use both. So this is a 1/4 cup measuring cup, and I'm gonna add it into the milk. I'm gonna use again the 1/4 cup and add it into the milk. Now I have this cute whisk, and I'm just gonna whisk. You can use a spoon. They say that it's better to use plastic or wooden spoons, but I think wooden spoons could be harboring too much bacteria, so I prefer plastic in this case. I usually try to avoid plastic whenever possible, but plastic I think is harder material and easier to wash and keep clean. So you see, I will just mix it good. I have it a little bit stuck. And now I'm gonna fill the jars with milk again. I'm gonna use the same whisk and just mix it all up, because the yogurt is the starter yogurt is at the bottom there. Now I'm going to cover the yogurt with inulin powder, with the cover that has some kind of writing on it, just for myself to know that this is the inulin jar, and this one does not have any writing, so it's gonna be the regular. For this method, now my jars are ready to go into the Instant Pot. My Instant Pot fits these wide mouth quart jars, bowl quart jars, exactly here. And I just wanted to show you that if you use, that's why I have this jar here, if I try to use regular mouth jar, bowl also, and it's a teeny bit taller, and I cannot close the Instant Pot. So, but this wide mouth, two of them fit perfectly, and I can use two at a time. So like if you see, one jar is a little bit, this jar is just a little bit taller, and it doesn't close the Instant Pot. So if you are using Instant Pot like this with the jars, this use the wide mouth ones, and hopefully it fits for you. I set my yogurt maker timer for 12 hours for this yogurt. 12 hours, and the temperature is medium. I tried, it's about 107 degrees. And here is another little secret. I put 2 cups of water into the Instant Pot to make sure that the temperature is distributed evenly in the jars, and I found that this is the best way it works. And start. In 12 hours, we're gonna have a beautiful yogurt, hopefully. You never know what's gonna happen with yogurts and any fermentation. Some of you may be wondering, why am I using low-fat milk instead of whole milk? I have been always using whole milk yogurt and all whole milk dairy, thinking that this was the best for me, full-fat dairy. I've been low carb for many years, and recently I switched to a low fat dairy, and I happened to lose a lot of weight. I lost over 10 pounds, and then I started reading a lot about the the dangers of fat, and decided that for now I am gonna stick to a low fat dairy, and we'll see what happens. But so far I get all the benefits of dairy, all the calcium, and all the protein. Protein stays the same in all milks products. It doesn't matter whether it's full fat or low fat, but you save a lot of calories that way and a lot of fat. So it works for me, and I'm enjoying it. For the success of this recipe, it's important that your milk is ultra pasteurized and that the container was sealed right before you started making your yogurt. Now I have a little bit of milk left over in the container. Put this in the fridge right now, and if I will use this leftover milk again to make yogurt, I will boil it and then cool it down to the room temperature before making yogurt, just to avoid any contamination with bad bacteria. Let me know in the comments if you make yogurt, or you have tried to make this yogurt, and how it turned out. If you have any questions, or if you have any comments that you would like to add, I would love to hear from you. So 12 hours later, yogurt is ready. I just checked on the one with inulin. Honestly, I can't even tell the difference between them, but they're gonna go in the refrigerator now for at least 4 hours, 5 hours, until they're cooled down, and then we're gonna compare what they look like after. Let's look at our yogurts after they've been refrigerated. This is the one without inulin here, and this is the one with inulin because of the writing on the cover. So you can see without inulin. Remember, this is a low-fat yogurt, so it's gonna make a runny yogurt, of course. And this is the one with inulin. I don't know. I guess it's a little bit creamier, this one. I can't even tell. They look pretty similar to me. I'll give them a try. So this is the one with inulin. I just want to see if I taste any difference. Tastes like regular yogurt I usually make. And this is the one without inulin. It's a little bit different. It's a little bit more sour, I would say, without inulin, which is not a surprise because obviously it ran out of sugars faster to eat the bacteria, so it cultured and made the yogurt more sour. But both of them are quite success.